Moving on, resolution authorizing the town manager to sign National Purchasing Cooperative Participation Agreement. There is no budget impact. The recommendation is the council approve. Be it resolved that the Enfield Town Council authorizes the town manager or his designee to execute and sign all documents necessary for the National Purchasing Cooperative, subject to review by the town attorney. Date prepared 3/27/24, prepared by John A. Wilcox.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. Are there any questions? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay, good. We're moving on to 13B, appointments, town council. There are none tonight. Kleenex, Mike. And we're moving on to a resolution regarding the appointment of the town attorney. Be it resolved that the Enfield Town Council does hereby appoint blank as town attorney for the town of Enfield effective April 2nd, 2024 for a term which expires December 31st, 2025. And be it further resolved, the town attorney shall be compensated at an annual rate of $75,000. And be it further resolved that the town council does hereby authorize Mayor Nelson to sign the employment agreement with blank as the town attorney for the town of Enfield. Date prepared 3/27/2024, prepared by the town attorney's office. So this is for discussion about hiring a permanent town attorney. We've gone through interviews in executive session. And questions, comments? People want to put nominations up, or Deputy Mayor Pisner?
I would like to nominate Tom Tyler to stay on as our permanent town attorney. I feel that Tom stepped up when we needed someone. He has proven to be someone with great knowledge of Enfield and the law pertaining to municipalities. He's an Enfield native. He understands the residents and their concerns. His responses to our town council questions, as well as his legal opinions, have been quick, correct, and non-biased. He has his law office right here, and he spends almost every day in this town hall working respectively with our staff and has formed a great working relationship with all of them. I personally have always said I want to hire Enfield. I want to hire people from our town. And I think we have a great chance to take Attorney Tom Tyler on as our legal counsel.
Thank you. Is there Councilman Finger?
Well, I'm not going to waste a lot of time. I'm just going to agree 100% with Deputy Mayor Pisner. I want to second that motion for Tom Tyler.
Okay, thank you. Any other nominations? Councilman Sakala.
Thank you. I'd like to nominate Rose Collar, the attorneys at law. They came in for two interviews with us. The first one was phenomenal. The second one was equally as great. I can tell you from the information provided in their RFP, their PowerPoint, their CVs, all of the information, pages and pages, they have probably 37 plus years of municipal experience just between the two partners, Cindy and Michael, who we both met and I was incredibly impressed with. That doesn't include the 5 or so other attorneys that we would have access to as well. But 37 years of municipal experience, law, labor law, municipality contracts, planning and zoning, a lot of employment and labor. And I understand that that is something that we have been dealing with a lot of. So my nomination is for Rose Keller.
And I'd like to second Cindy from the law firm. Excuse me. I, too, believe that what was presented in both interviews was outstanding. She was very detailed and represents her firm very well. And with all the years' experience that they have, we can't go wrong. This is what we need in our town, experienced municipal law. And with the law firm, itself will get us through rough periods, and it'll, progress Enfield forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Mangini. Any other nominations?
Motion to close nominations, please.
Motion's made to close.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor of closing nominations? It's unanimous. Any comments or questions before Councilman Ludwig?
Again, I'm probably in a minority in this, and that's fine. I just don't like the way this is being handled. We should be coming here. Again, I'm all for transparency and talking about things in public, but we have a right to negotiate with whoever folks want it as a lawyer, as a counsel before doing this. I don't know what this employment agreement is. I need to see it before I agree to any, no matter who it is. I'm just not ready to make a decision. I mean, I know we had 2 interviews, but I'm not ready to make a decision. And I'm not, as I was impressed with both nominees, but there's questions I have with Rose, and there's questions I have with our current town attorney. But again, for me, I'm just not ready, and I'm sorry, but I'm not ready to vote on this tonight. So if we do have a vote, I'll be abstaining.
Okay. Councilman Santinella.
Yeah, I tend to I agree with Councilor Ludwig. And just a couple comments. When we put together this RFP, residency in Enfield was not a criteria, and it seems as though, no disrespect to Attorney Tyler, right? But it wasn't a criteria, and now it seems to be a criteria. So if that is the case, I think we kind of missed the mark there. But I think there's a lot of questions about the details of the arrangement that we would want to have with this attorney. I asked a question by email earlier today. Did we even ask the attorneys who we interviewed if the salary was acceptable to them, if they've agreed to the salary? And I got that, we hadn't even asked that question. So as we're nominating people here, we have no idea whether or not the salary is appropriate or what they would accept. And I just think there's more discussion to be had. And so I don't think this is the time to move forward with this. And we should take this under consideration and bring it back some other time.
Deputy Mayor Pisner.
So I did say that it's my personal opinion. My personal opinion. It was never in that it had to be an Enfield native. It's my personal opinion, and that's what I've said right along, that I'd like to see more people who live in this town be hired, because then they have some real skin in the game. And that's my own personal feelings. So you're right with that. The one thing that I did see, I did not sit through the first set of interviews, but I did sit through the second set of interviews. And my big question with Rose Keller firm was that I wasn't sure we were going to get Cindy as our attorney. It was very, well, if I'm in the office, I'll be here. If she's in the, and it was actually one of the questions that was asked was, who would be the town attorney? I think we need one person designated to us. And honestly, that's what I like about having Attorney Tyler, is that he is in this office all the time. He's made a relationship with the staff here. He's respected by the staff. That to me is huge in a town attorney. So.
Councilman Sakala.
Thank you. I will say in the second round of interviews, when you were there, Marie, or Deputy Mayor, Mike, I think, is the other gentleman, the other partner's name. He very specifically said, you guys get to choose who you want, me or Cindy. So they did make it clear that we got to choose. I have to be honest, Mike, I agree. I don't think that we should be really voting on this tonight either. I don't think we have enough information. We haven't negotiated a contract. We haven't even come to a consensus. And really, the reason I know who I would like, and that's who I nominated. That being said, I'm open to have a discussion after we can discuss start dates, salaries, accessibility, availability, and those sorts of things, and the people or the firm or the person that we choose. But when we ask these questions, today we get an email from Mr. Mayor that says, instead of here, maybe we should have some of these answers, we get said, we will discuss tonight who we chose and how much we are offering. I wasn't told who we chose. I don't know what we're offering. Do you?
That's what that email
No,
says?
that's exactly what your email, Ken, says. I just read it. So, no, it's a conversation that the 11 employers of this law firm or town attorney should be having. We shouldn't be told. We will tell you, or we will discuss tonight who we chose and how much we are offering. That's not the way this should work.
Are you done?
Probably not.
Okay, so the email I'm reading that I sent is 2 paragraphs long, not 1 sentence. So would you like me to read the whole thing, or you want to keep it out of context?
I read the part of the email from you.
Part
which,
of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's your
so
email.
We're moving on. So the attorney that you're recommending also stated that it is not their standard policy or procedure to attend council meetings. They do not. They never have attended council meetings on a regular basis. It's done as an as-needed or requested. But they would talk about it if they were chosen. Now, you're saying that we should go back to all the attorneys we interviewed and discuss salaries with them and what we expect from them, which one of them already said they don't do anything. They're only there because they want X from the town. Another attorney couldn't make his interview because he prioritized another town over us. So we're going to waste their time knowing that they're not even on the table to be considered. Instead of giving Chris the opportunity to go now with a particular attorney and say, look, this is what we're offering you. We're offering you $75,000. You must attend every council meeting and be available for the boards and commissions as needed. And then if that attorney says no, then we move on to the next one. I mean, that's how I see it, but I'm ready to move on. So at this point, go ahead.
I just wanted to add one thing, that Attorney Tyler is also well respected in the community, and the residents that I spoke with would support him.
Thank you, Councilman Ungeyer. And I've heard for the last year and a half that I sat on this council and what we went through with the last town manager, why don't we hire somebody local? These people out of Hartford, New Britain, and other towns, they don't care about Enfield. Well, we have somebody here who I consider would take the name of Father Enfield. Nobody knows more about this town than him. Nobody cares more about this town than him. And that's hard for me to say because I care about this town. This is where my family and my grandchildren are being raised. And I'm not sure how the vote's going to go tonight, Tom, but I want to say I appreciate and respect everything you've done for this town. So, Councilman Mangini.
Thank you. I also feel very uncomfortable about this vote. But getting back to the recent email, I just want to clarify that we will discuss tonight who we chose and how much we are offering. At that point, Chris will extend the offer. I'm only aware of one attorney stating the rate they would accept, and no one asked the other two. That is not on us, not Steve or Chris.
That is
on us, not Steve or Chris. Why would we discuss a salary with someone we've no intention of signing? Wouldn't the salary be dependent on the qualifications and size of the firm, how many areas of expertise they cover? And we can't expect a single attorney to be paid the same as a law firm the size of Shipman and Goodwin. It would be great but unrealistic. Well, and I think where I'm confused, it says that why would we, or it's a question, why would we discuss a salary with someone we have no intention on signing? But I don't remember, maybe I'm mistaken, having that discussion of not having an intention of signing, one of the other two firms. I think this is premature. And, to Councilman Sakala, I think we really need, I'm going to say the word, table this and get more information together and have a healthy discussion as a council, as a group of us. Not just, okay, well, we're going to go with this guy. Okay, you want to go with that guy? Go with that guy. But maybe we should flush it out a little bit so everyone can try and be on the same page. It just doesn't seem right.
Councilman Sakala.
You asked me if I'd done, and I said probably not. So, Councilman Mangini, I don't think it was premature. I think it was predetermined. This was all part of the plan. So it's not transparent. It's not a fair shake. It was predetermined who was going to be the town attorney. And I can absolutely understand that there are probably people in the public, probably people in the town hall, definitely people up on here on this dais that respect Attorney Tyler and his work and his commitment to the community. I know he has a commitment to the community, but I'm going to tell you this. He did nothing but disparage this town, our employees, the 11 people up here on this council, the town manager, our prior town attorney, for 2+ years. He went on Todd Feinberg and badmouthed us, who Todd Feinberg show I don't actually listen to, but I did listen to the ones that Attorney Tyler was on. And he would be agreeing with Mr. Feinberg when he would talk about the monstrosities that were happening here and the terrible either leadership or employees or town manager that we had here. That is not somebody who is unbiased. That is not respectful. That is absolutely not acceptable. I'm sorry. And the fact that we have an independent review that has shown exactly what members of the BAA did that were not in accordance with the law, which Attorney Tyler was a member of the BAA. I'm sorry. This shouldn't have been done on the dais, but we're here now. He's not going to get my vote. It's not acceptable.
Thank you. Councilman Hendrickson.
I got to be honest, I am uncomfortable even discussing employees on the dais like this. I've never done anything like that, so I'm surprised it's done this way. Again, employee agreement, I have no idea what we're paying for, what we're getting. We have charter revision coming up. Is that extra? Is that included in the? I have none of this in front of me, so I will be abstaining if this comes to a vote today. Sorry.
Councilman Finger.
I wasn't going to bring this up, but I guess I am. I want to go back in time when I sat over there, and we came up here to start a attorney firm to look into the tax assessor and the BAA, and you guys already had Mario's company already picked out. It was on the paper, the resolution for him to do it. If it wasn't for the two people who are not on that side right now, Nick and Matt, to agree with myself and at the time the minority of the Republicans to go for an RFP to bring in other attorney firms, it never would have happened. So you guys would have gotten your way with that without even, should we say, be transparent about it. So we had our meetings with these people. We brought some people in. Mario, who we shot down, ended up coming to those interviews. And how he got in there after being shot down, I know why. Like you said, it was you guys bringing them back. Then we had that little thing about who were going to do it. Mario wasn't even close. So we come into a council meeting, and if you don't remember, maybe you should go back where I blew up. Because you already had, Cindy, I'm sorry. I blew up because you guys already had Mario's name back on that resolution. when he wasn't even vote. We didn't even go. We didn't even get this far, and you guys had his name already on there, and you know it because leadership back then, along with the past town manager and the past town attorney, made sure it happened that he got it. And I know the reasons why Nick and Matt changed their vote. I won't bring that up. Okay, so all my texts in my phone, but. You sit there and preach about how this is bad, but you guys did it yourselves. I'm just saying, you forget about things like that. I don't, because I keep remembering about it. I keep going back to other meetings about things. And I'll tell you something, no matter how it goes, again, Tom, I wish you the best of luck, because you know something, you do make yourself part of Enfield. And nothing against, obviously, Chris has been here for many of years. Steve, all right, and Sheila. You guys love you, but you know something? This is a start. This is a start of how it should be. And, matter of fact, let's go back a little bit before that, where they changed your job description so you could be their town manager, remember? Correct. It's in the charter, but they changed it to accommodate Enfield. And that's what we're trying to get done tonight with Attorney Tyler. And that's all I got to say is just go back and think about what happened when you guys were in leadership and how the taxpayers got screwed.
Thank you. Anyone else? Councilman Crissati.
I wasn't going to say too much about the series of events that are taking place here, but I don't feel that we should be taking a vote here tonight. This is something that we should be discussing a little more. Thank you, Mr. Finger, for your dissertation on what took place last year. You want to bring up things of in the past. One thing that we do have to remember, there was a plan in place. We didn't know about it until after the election. You had a town manager ready to come in. You had a town attorney ready to come in and be seated with not many people's knowledge of it, with the exception of the people that were involved with it, which I don't think is correct. There was no interview process involved. We're playing a lot of politics here tonight. I don't feel comfortable in even making a vote. Mr. Tyler, you are well respected in regard to your commitment here to the town, and I'm not disputing any of that. But one thing that people have to remember, you're in this position that you have made an alignment with the mayor, deputy mayor, and your monetary donations that you did make to the party in regard to the campaign, and your role with the BAA, and the way that people were treated in regard to the series of events that took place with the town meetings that were held here. You had a plan in place, and I guess we could call it the tape recorder, which really started the series of events, which is unfortunate. Going after the manager, and that was did a good job attacking. Got your way. But in regard to this situation that we're in, I'm not debating what your legal skills are. You do a heck of a job. Not debating any of that. I said back when you were first appointed that I think that there's a conflict of interest. And you're very good at saying that if you have a conflict with people, that you would recommend them to go to another attorney. You would recommend that to your clients. You're good at doing that. but I still think that there's a conflict here. And I'm not comfortable with the conflict of interest, in my opinion, that we have here. You dispute staff, you dispute previous people working in the attorney's office. Now in the position that you're in, now you maybe see a different perspective of things. And I can appreciate that, because you said it yourself. You appreciate the staff now, that you appreciate the people that work in the town attorney's office. They work very, very hard. You see that. For 2 years, didn't seem that way. Never once did, there are several people that went on that radio show. Bringing them in here, bringing in attorneys that, saying that your First Amendment rights were violated and everything. That's all I'm really going to have to say about this. I have to say that since you've been here, though, you have made some good calls on both sides, whether it's an answer that people want to hear and don't want to hear. That I can appreciate. But all that other stuff before, that doesn't sit well with me. If you didn't do that, I wouldn't even be hesitating right now. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
Okay, so I just want to make it clear, because you brought up my name, that there was a donation made to me. So I've never received a donation from Attorney Tyler. It has been through Mrs. Tyler. And just to be again clear, I did have a personal relationship with them. Mr. Nice, who passed away, was actually our best friend. And Mr. Nice's daughter and Mr. Tyler's daughter were best friends. So at many of the functions, Mr. and Mrs. Tyler would be there. I knew Tom as a kid growing up through St. Patrick's Church. I did get to know him on a personal level at functions at Mrs. Lumbert's home, Brenda's home, because he attends everything at Butch and Brenda's house, and we're invited to it. So the donations that have come through to me have been from Mrs. Tyler, and I know them on a personal level. It is not anything to do with that. I believe that Tom Tyler is the best candidate we have for a town attorney. That's why I'm voting him in. Not because his wife had given money to the campaign, not because I feel that I'm going to get something out of this. But I've known this man for many years. And so I take a little offense to I'm doing this because he gave me money. So I wanted to give you a little history.
Okay, well, I think it's irrelevant who he gave money to. He was the Democratic chairman for how many tens and 20 and 30 years? How many thousands and thousands of dollars has he donated to the Democrat side? I mean, it's irrelevant. So if we're going to say we don't support the man because he made a donation to a party, well, then I guess we shouldn't support Governor Lamont or Congressman Courtney, because I believe you guys made donations to them. But that's not how we roll. It's the best people for the job. I do agree with Councilman Finger. I am ready to move forward on this. So roll call, please.
Deputy Mayor Pisner.
Attorney Tom Tyler.
Councilor Santinella.
Abstain.
Councilor Ungary.
Attorney Tom Tyler.
Councilor Sakala.
Abstain.
Councilor Crisati.
Abstain.
Councilor Finger.
Attorney Tom Tyler.
Councilor Hendrickson.
Abstain.
Councilor Ludwig.
Abstain.
Councilor Mangini.
Abstain.
Councilor Nasuda.
Tom Tyler.
Mayor Nelson.
Tom Tyler.
5 in favor of Tom Tyler, none in favor of Rose Caller, and 6 abstentions, sorry.
Congratulations, Tom. You're interim town attorney.
Thank you.
We'll bring this up the end of the next election, so moving on.